A solid run here for Denny Hamlin from the front to the back. Oh, Jimmy Johnson around.
Headed for the infield wall and bounces off the safer barrier as they come to the caution flag.
Does Jimmy just slide up the track and get loose?
It was really hard to tell from that angle right there.
It looked possibly like he just had got a little bit of a push in the front end.
Stacked the entire outside.
Oh, around goes Kenseth and up into Tony Stewart, and cars are in the wall hard.
You see Carl Edwards there in the 99, Matt Kenseth in the 20.
Danica hadn't hit anything, and then her right front was hit by Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
involved in that wreck.
The bright yellow car, Kenseth, he's coming down because Brad Keselowski slowed up. He was trying to get out of that lane, but like you said, the 22 of Logano was already there.
Logano got there. Matt decided he was going to hook a left and dive low.
Dale Jr. misses it on the inside.
Stenhouse was... Stenhouse was in the first crash. I don't think he had any steering, Larry, when he got to Danica.
To the wall. All good. Yellow's out, yellow's out, yellow's out. Wave them off. Big wreck behind you.
That's what you want to hear from your spotter. If there's going to be a big wreck, it's behind you. You can see Ricky had been into the wall on the outside, and he's just helpless. No steering in that car.
And that makes better sense because what
She juked to the outside, and the car got away from her. Watch the 24 of Jeff Gordon. There's Ryan Newman getting by.
And look up top,
Gordon
Mike.
tipped up into the 99 of Edwards, and Kurt Busch piles in the 41.
And then here comes Stenhouse. Hard contact into the outside wall, into the back of Kurt Busch.
Lifted him up. Lifted Gordon up. Here's a look at the 5-hour energy move of tonight's race, and oh, Kyle Busch around.
Okay.
And he saves it.
No aggressive move there. Just went to the bumper.
Junior in the wall. And Marcus Ambrose. Good grief. Yellow wave.
All right, my car was driving really well. You know, everybody on this 47 team's worked hard to get our car going. We did test
Start
here.
finish line. Logano comes down into Paul Menard. One car gets up on top of a group and goes flipping over and over, and the 30 lands on its roof. That's Parker Kligerman.
Cole Witt's teammate that just wrecked in that first caution.
Oh, just as we were talking about, oh no, we're still not done wrecking on it. Oh,
Brian Vickers in it.
26, I don't know, just got in the wall.
Casey Mears in the 13 and A.J. Allmendinger the 47. And Vickers comes down into the path of Mears.
But he was trying to stay clear of Cole Witt in that 26 car is the reason he moved down just enough to where Casey Mears in the 13 gets into him.
Don't believe anybody else had contact in this one.
Actually, Matt Kenseth in the 20 looks like he kicked up into Joey Logano in the 22 that turned him sideways.
Trevor Bayne, the 21, looked to me, Larry, like he was going to bump draft. Got him going. A lot of different looks here.
So Kenseth, the yellow car right in the middle in front of Logano, right here. Trying to get with his teammate Kyle Busch, but comes back up. That tips Logano into Trevor Bayne. His nose catches Paul Menard, who plows into Kligerman, who gets up in the air on top of Menard's car. And who's that underneath? Black car.
That's the 83 car of Ryan Truex.
And it was Ryan who got out of the car quickly in the black fire suit and was running.
And Kenny, you've run this track so many times. That is one of the fastest places of this racetrack. And as Darrell has always pointed out, there's not a lot of banking there, and you're turning.
Kevin did. Oh, and there's
Shots into the wall with the one of McMurray. 3, 4 cars around. One on its roof. One car hard into the wall.
That was
And it ends in flames and sparks.
our front row sitter up here. He's got a torn up. Menard had a fast car all day long, and here comes McMurray, and he just gets a little bit of piece of that 48. A lot like happened in the Unlimited. Looked like Jimmy's car just got loose and spun.
Look at Clint Boyer in that 15 car get up in the air.
Thing went it did a 360. Unbelievable.
Did a barrel roll and came right back down on its wheels.
And he'll cross the start-finish line because it goes all the way across the infield.
The race is over. Riding with Jimmy Johnson.
That car just stepped out a lot like it did Saturday night, Mike, when somebody got alongside of it. Man, and then he just nailed McMurray again. That was some hard hits there, folks.
That was a double-double for Jimmy Johnson. Here's another look. Just this little bit of contact right there between the 1 and the 48.
Yep, just enough brush on the back corner there to spin him around.
And watch the 78 Truex. He was going to start on the front row of the 500. And he jumps on the brakes but comes right into it and tears that.
We're upside down. Nothing else is going to hit you. Stay buckled in. Stay buckled in. Stay buckled in. Nothing else is going to hit you. You're not hitting anything. Turn left if you can. Turn left if you can. Turn left if you can. Finish the race. Start finishes at your pit box. Start finishes at your pit box. One more, a little bit more. Get your transponder back. Okay.
Just that little bit of contact at 195 miles an hour.
Yep. These cars
results in this.
They're so sensitive, and particularly down on that corner right there. And
Kyle Larson made it through. Clint Boyer made it up and over. David Reagan head on into the safer barrier on the inside of the track. And we will be
on that tire. That would be my first thought. Oh.
Not the way that little 21-year-old wanted to start this 2014 season. Great news, though, for Greg Biffle. We just had spoke about him. He's the first driver.
peeling off to the inside.
Whoa, got a car around. It looks like it might be the 31 car.
It's the
7.
No,
it's the 7 car.
Almost got Casey Kane in that.
It looked like the 33 car of Brian Scott, something. And watch Danica right there. Man, that was a lick.
With Danica Patrick.
The longest line. Just that 9 outside you. That's all you got out there. Okay, to the bottom. Check up, check up, check. Good job, good job. Back it down, nice and smooth.
Glad you're okay. Thanks, Danica.
Thanks, Krista. Dale Earnhardt.
Whoa, here we go.
Big crash again, turn 4. It's Calamity Corner. There's rookie Reed Sorensen sliding down off the banking. Big damage to the Ford of Marcus Ambrose, number 9. And
like you saw before, he chases it up the hill. 42 was maybe inching down a little bit. Kyle Larson in the 42, and they came together, and that's what caused that wreck.
Just nowhere from Mike Lynette in the 7, Casey Kane in the 5. It's nowhere for him to go.
I think there was something going on with that 3 car, because off of 2 down there, it got sideways. He goes into 3, it starts to get sideways. He washes up into Kyle Larson in the 42, and then from there on, it was on. I think Kyle Larson was coming down the hill a little bit. The 3 car got a little loose, started up the hill.
That team had a top 10 finish here a year ago.
Trouble, Trevor Bayne's around. Big crash for Bayne. Past winner of the 500, and with 17 to go.
Just hold the brake. Hold the brake.
See if we can see anything happen to that left front tire. No, the car just gets loose. Car does a little wiggle right there. It gets loose. He tries to catch it, and he can't do it. It turns and goes right into the outside wall.
Darrell, he was on the inside of Kurt Busch in that 41 car, and we've seen it so many times. It's almost like that was just pulling Trevor Bayne's car around.
It does. We saw he must be a little bit loose, and then he got on the somebody got on.
Wendell Jimmy Johnson.
Kurt Busch goes for a spin off turn number 4. Slides toward the inside. We're staying green as the starter flashes open hands. 10 laps to go to the field as they head off to turn number 1. Busch is in the grass, sliding around to pit road. Wheels are on the pavement.
Well, it looks like the 3 car of Austin Dillon got into the back of the 31, gave him a shove, and it got him loose.
And I think Ryan Newman in the 31, Darrell, was checking up for something in front of him.
Plus, it just as he was about to turn off in the corner as well.
He got a little bump.
Here's another look. Watch the cat Chevy of Newman, 31.
Man, it just, that little bump, and it turned him. It's just in that vulnerable spot going into that corner. The car's a little free right there.
Casey Mears in that 13 somehow got through there.
I think he's done that all night.
He has.
By the way,
less than a mile to go.
Oh, we got a wreck.
Third generation star Dale Earnhardt Jr. brings him to the flag. Checkered flag waving. It's over. It's Earnhardt.
Oh, yeah. Good job, Junebug. Woo.
Before he posted a lap.
I just saw a red streak up high there. You just see that coming into turn 4. I really wasn't even sure who it was, but Justin Allgaier in the 51 car.
And he was just starting a lap. I think he had just driven.
Back. Yeah, it's already started there. I think it may have been the 51 and the 10 that I saw started that. Allgaier and Danica seemed to be where the initial contact was. Of course, Allgaier's in the backup.
Still not to that window to make it to the end.
Larry, I didn't quite understand why Tony Gibson didn't bring her back in when she said, we showed the tire rub and she said she had smoke in the car. Thought I probably should have brought her back in, obviously, hindsight.
Yeah, we don't run that safety inner liner inside the Goodyear tire here at Phoenix, so when that outer tire goes down, you're pretty much on the rim. But when I look at our top 4 drivers right now with this caution, Harvick, Earnhardt, Logano, and Keselowski, there's no question this helps them. This is going to buy them more fuel, because really and truly, to me, the drivers that really could be in trouble would be Joey Logano.
Jeff Gordon pulling out. David Reagan trying to get in. Whoa there.
Smoking. Oh, smoking, yeah. Something.
Whoa!
I think something broke. It is before the 33 comes in there running wide open. Now here's what happened there.
Cole and Danica got together. So he's in the wall.
Now watch this. He comes down. If he could have stayed up on the wall, he'd have been a whole lot better off. But he comes down the track.
Caution's been out for a while.
It's been out forever.
Where's he going?
Bam.
Yeah, I mean, you could see the caution light basically blinding him as he was driving off into turn 1.
Of his Borland number 83 against the safer barrier. There it is, up and into the wall.
Listen, guys, we have seen several mechanical failures. We saw the hub at.
These cars were both laps down. David Reagan, 34. Michael McDowell, 95. A little lift, a little bump. Whoa. Then this.
Yeah, I think that was going to be just a little, hey, I didn't appreciate that turned into something real ugly.
Boy, they stacked up behind them. Here, Darrell.
Yeah, I think something happens to the car. He'd been falling back, like he had a tire maybe going down. And I was watching him, but now, look, guys, watch. This is just, I don't even hardly want to watch. It's so close. Watch these cars start going around him with that debris. Look at that.
And they're splitting him to the high side and to the low side.
Was that his brother Kurt on the outside? Well, one way would have been just, you know, scrape it down to where everything's okay and there's clearance, and this is the other. The tire goes down and around.
It was just too much rub, Mike. You could kind of see it coming.
Yep. He was 15th and on the lead lap. The smoke started and then got big from the right front. And in the oil, Harvick hits the wall. Here's McMurray, who slows up, but Keselowski can't avoid him.
Yeah, with the oil on the track, you just couldn't slow down. You're sliding right there. I mean, you just couldn't lock it down.
Major damage to Keselowski's nose, not so much to the tail of McMurray's car. Happened here at Bristol.
That was a 4-1-2. A lot of fire in that car.
Might be some under the helmet, too.
Yeah, well, I'm sure there is. I mean, you know, with the hub last week, and now look at this thing. I mean, it's blazing. I'd be aborting here pretty quick.
Yeah, he needs to stop this race car.
I wouldn't drive up in the middle of this crowd.
Stop. Get the hell out of there.
The fire truck has followed him to a halt in the garage. Kevin's going to climb out as they extinguish the blaze under hood. Right behind Matt Kenseth. Or excuse me, behind Carl Edwards there.
There she goes, and it takes off, and that's a pretty hard hit. Pretty good lick.
Go Tony Stewart, who's won 2 of the last 4 races here in California, spins out, bringing out the caution. And that's where we stand right now. Keselowski's led the most laps. Jimmy Johnson has led 11. We've already had 12 lead changes.
And Chris, I'm shocked. Brad Keselowski, we talked about he had a flat tire earlier when the caution stayed out. He stayed.
And then Brian Scott's coming up the hill, up the hill, up the hill. The 43 is going, and then it's hard to tell if the 43 got loose and had to get out of the gas a little bit.
Well,
but something happened.
We have an onboard view.
Let's see what happened.
That shows Scott didn't make a rookie mistake. Almirola's progress was interrupted.
Here you see him right over there.
The car's already getting out from under him as if something, a tire went down or something happened to it, because it was starting to get away from him before he even on corner entry.
Boy, nice job by Josh Wise of missing that one.
Car feel okay? Here, guys.
Mike, you see how that car's weaving, bobbling? It's got a tire down. Probably. Everybody was really tippy-toeing down into that corner, and you can see the Parker got the worst end of the deal in the 30 car.
Take a look and watch the 17. Here comes Stenhouse trying to pass the Brad and Kurt show, and wow.
Stenhouse has got in there a little too hot, got a lot of brake in it, and the car took off, and I'm
out.
See him right back there. I believe he got a little help from David Gilliland in that 38 car.
In front of Dale Jr., but plenty of room, should not make contact. But right there, Jr. got into the left rear, cut the left rear tire down, and around went McMurray, and he hammered that outside wall. Let's see what happened to him here. I think he gets a little help from,
no.
Is that the 38 again?
It is, but did he do that, or did Bowman get loose getting in, Darrell? I'm not sure from that angle. Was there
out the caution?
Ryan Truex was battling hard with Cole Witt, I believe, Chris, and it looked like the two got together. And look, that car hard into the outside wall, even
sailed off into turn number 3.
Oh yeah, he slams it, and it's almost it's like maybe brake failure. We saw something like that similar here. Remember a couple years ago with Martin Truex Jr. going off in that corner. Oh no contact whatsoever right there. Matter of fact, Biffle is fortunate.
Wow.
That he didn't get into the 42. The 42 just spun out.
Go. Here's a look at it. Watch for the black 78.
I think he gets, yeah. Yikes.
He and Brad Keselowski disagreeing.
That's going to be the clue to who can win this thing.
I don't know, Darrell. Was he transitioning back to the gas and the car just came around, or
to the weekend? So they kind of know what they got.
6th place, Denny Hamlin, Trevor Bayne, and a car in the wall. Hard in turn number 1.
If it's on fire in the car, I need you to
Dale Earnhardt Jr.
As I can. If it's on fire in the car there.
Wow, that thing is.
Get low if you can. Come on low. Start working your way low. Work your way low. One more car. Come on down. Come on down. Turn left. It's on fire. Get out.
He's bailing out that thing.
Get a fire truck out there pretty quick there. I can see the fire.
Earnhardt's car is ablaze after a hard impact with the right front into the turn 1 wall just as we go to green.
I saw smoke. First thing I saw was a lot of smoke.
Watch the 88.
Yeah, he's going down the front here, headed toward turn 1. You can see at 190 mile an hour, and he lost a tire.
Darrell, did he not? I believe he just drove down through the grass, which is not unusual
exactly
for doing that here.
Yeah, that's right. Looking back on it, yeah, he clipped the grass, and
However, the left front looked down as he came across the racetrack.
I can't make a determination whether the tire went down, he got in the grass, or he got in the grass and the tire went down. We'll have to look at it a couple more times here.
We've talked about how muddy the grass is here from persistent rains throughout the weekend, what it did to David Reagan's car.
42, got a little out of the groove there. Clear by 2 of the 48, 1 outside the 42. Stay low.
I think he was behind that.
Pitted, he should be okay by going ahead and doing that stop.
Yeah, that definitely had a problem with the tire, looks like. See all the parts and pieces flying off the car.
Kurt was 26th, 2 laps down. Tough day for last week's race winner. In practice, coming out of turn 2, tire goes down and he slammed the wall, destroyed the front of that car.
When the left rear goes down, the car eventually just may want to have this tutorial after the race. Yeah, he had some damage to the car there. It's just straight in the fence.
First caution. We're told that Annette took just 2 tires on the last pit stop.
Boy, that had the look of something happened to that car. It didn't just he didn't just ease into the wall. That thing turned right and shot in the wall.
Getting into the wall, there's Witt in turn number 1.
It just appears another tire failure. I'm not blaming the tire because I don't know what these guys have been doing, but another car that just went straight in the wall.
Yeah, David Reagan in the 34.
Screen, a bright green yellow car.
Definitely just another one of those situations where it looked like a right front tire failure. When you see the car just veer to the wall like that, it's pretty much an indication that's what it is.
Menard was fighting hard to try to stay on the lead lap just ahead of race leader Casey Kane.
It ended up a perfect storm for
Danica. Have been racing each other really hard. Oh my.
Come on. Cause it up.
Down here, you see here they made contact. He gets down to turn 3 and 4. A couple of laps later, not this lap, but a couple of laps later, then the car gets up in the fence right there. You see the car wiggle a little bit. It must have cut a tire down. Now he's going to try to bring it down on pit road. Way too fast, way past the commitment cone. Spins right there, and this is when I thought he's setting sideways in the pit. And look, here comes the 15, his teammate. Here comes a bunch of cars right in front of him.
It's a 4-horse race out of turn 2. Spin down the back straightaway, and it's Kurt Busch. Now we get to the white flag. Now we're off the corner. Boyer and everybody else still had theirs.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Kurt did a nice job. The night car was running well. Top 11 there. That's a hard hit on that inside wall.
And thank goodness for safer barriers there.
A car destroyed.
Well, we do have Richmond in 2 weeks.
Boyer! No! Gets into Larson, and around goes the rookie.
Underneath him right there. You could say that the 42 cut down in front of the 15. That's where these guys could make a fuel run with these tires.
Pit road is closed. There are chunks of burning rubber all down pit road leading to the pit of number 26. That fire is out. The pieces of rubber continue to burn out in the pit lane, including right at the entrance to pit road. That time.
Got extinguisher ready?
But now he's in big trouble.
Yeah, he got some serious right front damage now.
All right, we're good. Here we come, boys.
As this keeps going from bad to worse for this guy. You can see the tire there on the right front. It looks like that's fire, caught on fire and melted
burn all the paint off. Apparently the fire is self-extinguished.
Yeah, when we saw him leave pit road, there was a fire. You can see there going down in the corner, this huge blaze coming out from the right front. When he left pit road, there was a small fire, but it didn't take long to turn into a real big fire.
But it's almost like similar situation that's happened between Clint Boyer's 15 and Cole Witt, the 26.
Yeah, I saw him leave. Clint Boyer left the pits with the fire. I'm sure he thought it'd go out. And once he got a little, air blowing through there, he figured it'd go out, but it didn't. It made it worse.
Well, you need a combustion source, fuel, and air to have a fire, and apparently the fuel for the fire was still there. and you're pushing more air to it as you go out and just not fast enough to blow it out.
And 13 lead changes and 5 cautions, and that's part of it. Jeff Gordon on fire in the lead. This just a problem. We'll have more in a moment.
Pit road, and Eric Ludwig, a crewman from Casey Kane, comes running right in, gets the window net down with the help of the NASCAR official, and lifts Sorensen out of the car and a safety. Attaboy. Stenhouse may have stayed out on the racetrack 1 lap too long.
Are you talking about before it did this or now?
No, I meant now.
We have a fireman right front, so be ready for that first.
Stenhouse was 3 laps down, and Larry, I know they were trying to keep him out and not lose too much time, but how do you leave him out there with that car burning up?
Especially with what we have seen 3 or 4 other times tonight. You know, you sometimes you just gotta cut bait or fish, and I think it was time to come to pit road, not worry about losing another lap or 2.
A bite, and he was able to recover, but by then everybody was into the 11 car.
How in the world this didn't end up being about a 10 or 12 driver pileup, I'll never know.
That's around you, make them go around you on the outside like that.
And that's what Brad Keselowski just did.
Whoa!
Oh, and going!
And he
gets tipped by Patrick, and he is off down to the apron.
Save it.
Can't save it.
No caution.
Oh, slides up the track and back down. And Trevor Bayne almost slid up into another car.
He tried to force his way in.
21. Right there.
Boy, it looked like the 2 just started to get loose. I'm not so sure that there was any contact. Almost looked like the 2 just started to get loose all on his own.
It definitely did not look like there were any contact between Trevor Bayne and that 21.
Boy, Brian Scott hit that inside wall pretty hard in the 33 car.
Jeff Gordon, Michael Annett
involved. Let's watch
involved.
this, Larry. See what happens here. The 21 to 2. See him right here. See, Keselowski looks like he's getting loose, almost like something happened to his car, like maybe a flat tire or something.
He definitely wiggled quite a bit before that car broke loose.
Yeah.
Look at the 20 of Matt Kenseth trying to stay out of it. Alex Bowman behind him. Not sure if Kenseth got a lot of damage there.
Couldn't tell. Certainly the 24 car to his right up against the wall got a lot of damage.
Yes. Now maybe the best place to look to see if there was contact is from the rear bumper of Keselowski's number 2.
Oh, there's a car. Who is that? The 48?
Oh, Logano's in it.
Yep, the
and
48.
Busch and Reagan and more.
The 48 broke loose. Looked like something may have happened to it.
And here come the drivers who were trailing the field.
Know that. It's got the whole back of the car taped up. Yeah, you see right there? It just starts going around all by itself.
And that was all but in the same area that Brad Keselowski and the 2 car broke loose earlier.
Very, very similar look.
You got a little bit of Ricky Stenhouse's 17, and then the 22 of Logano, the 41 of Busch, the 34 of Reagan, and the 95 of McDowell all pile up. So a 6-car jam session at lap 174.
Look at Ryan Newman at 31. He came to a complete stop. You can see he stopped so fast the car almost spun out with him.
And the 7 of Michael Annett just squeaked through here.
You see the
3rd lane.
Oh, no. Goodness gracious. There you go.
4 wide. Oh, trouble. A car spins into the wall. Turn 1. Carl Edwards off Ryan Newman. Caution.
Yeah. 2 or 3 cars are down on the apron down there sliding around.
Oop, up he goes almost into Stenhouse, around into the wall and into the path of Ryan Newman.
We may have seen, we'll have to get another look at it, that something was wrong with Carl's car and he was trying to signal people behind him. It's got the look of a tire down.
Cole Witt goes to the apron and gets damage. And let's slow this down a bit and watch for a hand out the window. Takes them 4 wide to the outside. Here they come.
Whoa, trouble.
Justin Allgaier. And there is debris on the racetrack, plastic from Allgaier's
car. No caution, white flag in the air, they're racing back.
Darrell, there's a half of a bumper laying right in the middle of the front straightaway right before the start-finish line.
Don't see a caution flag yet. I don't see anything happening. It's all green.
It's just a piece of plastic.
Here we go.
Caution wave.
Jimmy Johnson in the 48 gets hit again.
Again.
I think it was Cole Witt that turned Allgaier around. It was Cole Witt in the 26.
Yeah, it was the 26 car. You're right. Black and red car.
A lot of damage.
The 9, a whole bunch of them. I think the 9 gets out. No, the 15 just gets loose. Kind of in the wake of the 9 car there, Marcus Ambrose. And you see here the car just starts swagging back and forth. Everybody did an amazing job of staying off of him.
The hood and roof flaps come up as the car turns tail to the wind.
That sway and you can't catch it.
All right, here's what David Reagan said.
Yeah, just got a little loose, and then I was out of the throttle, just trying to gather back up, and what's his name just ran over me there. It wasn't his fault. I was completely out of the throttle, just trying to hold on.
Well, tough. 3 cars spinning together. Landon Castle's in it. Ryan Truex and David Reagan. Way down into the grass goes the 7 of Michael Annett.
Kevin Harvick lapped him before the caution started to fly.
But around he goes. Jamie McMurray was catching up to him, and Hamlin just spins.
Yeah, he was well up off the corner when that happened.
Yeah, image there.
He's the 3rd car in line, and around it goes.
Around she goes. And again, I just make a note. I've seen this time and time again. A lot of cars have just gotten that snappy loose like that, and that's what happened to him.
Now, there's why the splitter was undamaged. Most of that spin
he was busted for speed.
Now, you're looking down the back straightaway from turn 3. The outside the track lights have gone out. However, along the inside of the back straightaway, there is still plenty of light coming from the lights around from the inside wall, and those lights are specially aimed so as not to create glare for the drivers. Right now, NASCAR polling the drivers over the in-car radios to see if the track is bright enough to go back to green flag racing without those lights along the outside of the backstretch. While they take that poll, we remain under caution, and we'll go down to Matt Yoakum for tonight's Subway on from the outside and with them out. The drivers and teams have been polled. They said we're good to go.
Down the back, headed into turn 3. Oh my gosh, it never turned.
Which is normally the sign that a right front tire is going
Definitely
down.
a right front tire.
Jamie McMurray, after a hard hit with the right front.
You can see Jamie unhooking. He's getting ready to, he's trying to get down here to where his pit crew is.
He was 4th, Darrell, having a great drive, and now that car is up in flames and smoke. Finally, it comes to a halt, and the crewmen, his crew, rush to his aid to help him out of there. Look way off in the distance. Kurt Busch will be in front of the 78. And around he goes.
Yep. How many times have we seen that tonight? I mean, just all of a sudden the car just snaps out from under these guys. Just that's how edgy these cars are tonight, and how close to loose and spinning out they're running them.
And it appears most drivers are getting looser as we get into the night.
Yes, sir.
And we looked but did not see any contact between Martin Truex and Kurt Busch.
I didn't see any.
One thing we did see, most drivers went with just 2 right side tires. It is now a 1.
Here comes Allmendinger to the inside.
Got the left side right down on the line down there, and the car gets a little squirrely with him, gets a little loose, and here we go.
And it's on.
Boy, when he comes down the hill and hits that 51, and that turned him right into Gilliland when he did that. And it was a hard impact.
And here's what we're talking about. You saw Allgaier get clipped by Allmendinger, and watch that red car shoot across the track right into the path of David Gilliland.
And I guarantee you Gilliland was on it trying to get through it without getting in it, and he didn't quite make it. And that is unbelievable crash.
But you're right, Daryl. I'm sure David Gilliland was full song right there.
Yeah, he was trying to, he was trying to stay in the gas, trying to clear the wreck. And, of course, when the 51 came up in front of him, nothing he could do. Gosh. Wow. I see wrecks like this, and I think about, well, back in the day, you wouldn't probably walk away from that car. They'd have to help you away from that car. And these guys crash these cars. It's just such a testament to the safety innovations that are in the car, the driver, the Hans device, the safer barriers, so many things.
The 7th time because of this.
Last night, hoping to learn more for tonight's event. The car.
Whoa, spinner. And that's Kurt Busch again. Off turn number 2.
Yeah, that car hadn't been right. I watched it earlier down in 3 and 4. Took off up the track with Kurt, and there he is. Not sure if the left rear, you can't tell from there, but the left rear tire is definitely down. Not sure if he made contact with somebody to cut it down or not.
Here's a better look. Because when he gets off of Boyer, now he's got to take evasive action, and that puts him on the apron.
Yep.
And around.
And then him and Clint touched just enough when he was down on the apron to turn him around.
Dale Jr. just misses him.
Yep.
Unfortunately, Joey Logano does not.
Probably would have been okay if it hadn't been for that. Kyle might have been able to get tires and kept going, but that did him in.
We've got a lot of drivers on pit road. This is probably a...
Somebody's up in there smoking.
Clint Boyer, I think he may have got
Allmendinger. Allmendinger hard into the wall.
Oh, no.
He might have had a little help.
Keep it down, bud. Keep it down. Keep it down.
Outside, but there's a car up there smoking. Who was that smoking?
That's Clint Boyer.
Boyer, yeah, he's up in there smoking. I think that was maybe a distraction, and then this happened.
Allmendinger was coming up, and Vickers was coming down to try to avoid what might be going on in front of him.
A lot like what happened to Kyle Busch when he was trying to go by the 15. They made bottom right here. There's Gordon up ahead. Oh, Gordon comes up in the front of the Truex there in the 78, and they just get hooked up and drive up into the wall, and then Beffel had nowhere to go. He was just kind of a victim there of circumstances.
But compared to the car on the inside, Darrell, Gordon for some reason slowed abruptly before all that started. I think that final hit may have been from Josh Wise. There's Ambrose way up the track.
But remember, we watched Marcus early in the night. I mean, he was all over the track, loose. He's been and spun out a couple of times, but was able to save it, but couldn't save it that time.
He's been flirting with that all night long.
Yeah, he has.
Boy, Allmendinger just missed Ambrose. Okay, Landon Castle got turned around by Josh Wise, and it was Brian Scott who got into Danica Patrick. So pit road.
Like I told you, when you come on the bottom like that and you come up the track, you need the whole track, and it looked like the 18 of Kyle Busch was about the right rear. Let's see where he is right here. Right up to the corner. Yeah, just wasn't run out of room.
I'm anxious to see why Kyle Busch in that 18 didn't come to pit road, and I think Clint Boyer knew.
Clint Boyer has experience.
Mark here, Kyle. They're calling A. Kyle, stop. Stop. They're calling you on that. Just stop.
Remember, Clint Boyer has a little experience with people waiting on him. Think back to Phoenix.
And Kyle tried to get to his garage stall. There was a sweeper truck in the way. In-house, and then trying to regain control, slid up into the 16 of Biffle. Justin Allgaier, the 51, comes in on the inside. He collides with the 47, straightens him up. Of Castle spinning from contact.
Came across and got you. We're tore up pretty bad here, guys.
Down to the garage, Jeff Hammond.
The spotter just said good job.
Oh,
there
yeah.
wasn't a whole lot he could do that.
I don't know what he would have said if he hadn't made it, but that was a good job.
Oh,
not for long.
41, inside.
Wow.
Has he cut a tire down, Darrell?
Yeah, I didn't see. It didn't look like the right.
Now, he's going to try to wait to get to pit road, but he's way up against the wall, and caution waves for Jamie McMurray. We saw the tire come apart just before he hit the wall.
You know, Matt had to be thinking that that 23 was going to come down the racetrack, and he went to the outside. 23 never came down the racetrack, kind of stayed up there. Whoa, that is close, buddy. Really close. Matt had to think that because he had damage, he would look at it. He got his tires locked up. You see the black marks sliding the wheels. Yeah, you watch him right here. You see him. He's trying to get it woed up, trying to get it woed up. Oh, he got a lot. He got hard on the brakes. Woo! Did you see those rear wheels? He got the rear wheels locked up, started wheel hopping, and it spun him out.
So, I mean, you see the 48 car leaving the pits right here. The 9 car has already committed to his pit. Nothing can be done at that point in time.
Drivers that did not pit under that last caution, and as you saw, they all stayed out. Caution for Dave Blaney. The free pass here goes to Matt Kenseth. Second, when she made contact with the wall.
Wow. See a lot of smoke there, but you know, when she came down pit lane, is it left front down maybe?
Second, obviously he made something happen on this restart with those tires.
Coming off of turn 1. That's a hard kiss.
Yeah, the 18. Wow. I don't think the 18 knew the 5 was out there, and I think the 5. It looked like the 5 just jumped up the racetrack to avoid the 18.
And you see the 99
tires. You can arc a car in and carry so much speed. Oh, we got somebody sliding up the
into
fence
the wall. Brian
Vickers.
Vickers, the 2009 winner here, nearly came back down across the field and nose first into the wall.
Well, he had that thing saved, Kyle, until it. Oh no! What?
No. On the bottom right here, he just gets free right there. Free, works it up the racetrack. Runs, who's he pinned on the outside wall?
Martin Truex Jr. got some damage.
Got pinned on the outside wall. And then I think the 5 car probably let off and got run into from behind and spun around, because that's what happens a lot of time. Right in front of Kevin Harvick there, and you see the 22 of Joey Logano in front of most of the leaders.
Last time these teams were on pit road.
I mean, he got loose, but boy, there was a lot of aero stuff going on there. He had a car in front of him, behind him, right beside him.
A lot happening right there.
Well, when you're underneath somebody like that, Kyle, you know, it's just you lose the air on the rear.
Yeah, he lost.
You're turning.
He lost it and started chasing it up the racetrack. Did a good job of keeping it off, trying to keep it off the guys on the outside of.
Yeah, Denny lost it.
Yeah,
Eric with him.
And Denny was just right there on that quarter panel, and when the thing kind of stepped out, it stepped up into the 43 car of Eric. Wrong place, wrong time.
Denny Hamlin, top 5 the last 2 weeks. Really struggled fighting this car all weekend long here at Michigan.
And Eric did a great job keeping it off the.
It's the latest, Marty.
About to make that up to 17th as he goes around Brad Keselowski on the inside. About right now is when Marcos Ambrose told, and Keselowski goes around, Adam.
Kyle Busch got him in the right rear. Brad turns it in turn 11, and he's
to be used that now don't have the traditional what they had, the diesel engines of what we have last seen them in, but now with the the LS3 ute, there is the onboard, losing the rear on the approach to the turn-in point. With the V8 front engine now, these utes can get up and go, and they.
Got one off, and that is Matt Kenseth. Hard hit as he came down.
Yeah, he got hooked in the right rear, and that's. What was it? Was it Kurt Busch or somebody? I remember a few years ago, got in that same area, same deal, got hooked.
And you see him right here. He's on the outside, and Junior gets up over the curb before he gets there. Junior gets into his left rear, but at the same time.
Of Clint Boyer as they go to turn 11, move Jimmy Johnson up to third now, and Boyer goes around.
And he gets clobbered by Zach Harvick.
Nowhere to go. Contact in 11. And look at him, the track position. You continue to lose it. And finally, Boyer.
And then Jamie gets in there, and Jamie's into the 15. and just goes ahead and takes him out of the way.
Yeah.
And then
Harvick had no place to go.
But yes, yeah.
And frustration on two different levels. Harvick trying to win for the third time this year and been by, and it doesn't appear we are going to get a caution.
Oh, and there it goes.
Nowhere to go. The 38 of David Gilliland.
And like I said, this is typical of the road course racing. We get down to the last 25 laps, and everybody.
No caution, no caution.
It's going to be a lot more aggressive. And you see him right there on the other side of Earnhardt. He popped Earnhardt with the right front there.
You can see as they make the turn off the corner and head toward the start-finish line.
Yeah, Vickers just ran into Stenhouse, which I'm sure that was something that Stenhouse had to do prior. That looked like a little bit of a payback for something that happened before we caught this wreck.
How much traction? You see the 31 get into the back of him.
Man, that must have cut a tire or something, bro.
In the wall, watch him come down. No caution.
When a car takes off like that, it's a mechanical for some reason.
Coming off of turn one.
Yeah, it's almost exactly how Denny crashed, except it was in opposite ends of the racetrack.
For Denny Hamlin, it happened to lap 29, so he had 29 laps. We restarted at lap 34, so Kyle had just over 40 laps of green. In fact, 43 laps.
Into a wall of smoke.
And you can't see. You saw the 43 way back here, and the 43 goes to the left and goes low, but there's so much smoke. Oh, he comes up and runs into Jamie, and then the 5 car of Casey Kane has no place to go. But look how thick that smoke is. The 43 can't see. He comes up the racetrack, gets into the 1 car, and then the 1 car obviously is stopped at that point in time. Almost started slowed down at that point in time.
It's kind of chasing it up the racetrack to me, because that thing just shot up there. So
pretty good job to save it, really. I mean, he didn't hit it hard. Close call for the man who's running second right now, Joe.
See the 43 up ahead again. Looks like a right front going down. I've seen that pass.
We will complete lap 20 today.
Rickett behind you here, Rickett.
And now we have a crash. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. involved. Tony Stewart around. And that's Dale Earnhardt Jr. through the infield grass. Carl Edwards has some damage.
Kenseth just about had it missed, and looks like he ran into the 88. We're seeing it for the first time. It looks like Stenhouse got a little bit squirrely. Stewart came up and got into Jeff Gordon there. Looks like Stewart was just trying to avoid the 17.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell from that angle, but it looks like Stenhouse, as he gets squirrely, comes down into Tony a little bit. You see Stenhouse up next to the wall, sideways, comes down across, taps Stewart. Oh.
Yeah, no, Jeff was trying to avoid this 17 car and got into Tony Stewart.
Yeah, got in the right rear Tony. Yeah.
Trevor Bayne, who won the 2011 Daytona 500, driving for the Wood Brothers, and that 21 car got turned around. And Danica may have gotten a little bit of nose damage, but she did a heck of a job getting through and not getting caught up.
He watched over, but he never even tapped Tony. It was the 24 car of Jeff Gordon thinking something was going to happen, and going ahead and anticipating the move and getting into the right rear quarter panel of Tony.
Talk about the drivers looking for their first win of the year. Tony Stewart, Matt. Outside lane, hanging tough here on the restart.
Oh, here we go.
Got trouble. That's Casey Kane that goes sideways. Joey Logano nowhere to go.
Oh, my. Half the field is gone.
The big one at Daytona has happened at lap 97.
That is the huge one at Daytona.
Justin Allgaier.
Oh, the 18 gets on its roof.
And Kyle Busch rolls upside down.
It looks like the 16 got into the 5 a little bit too hard and just turned him. And man, talk about getting piled up.
Watch the 3 car when we get another replay of Austin Dillon come shooting up through the middle and trying to avoid the accident.
26 of Cole Witt just got into the 18 to turn him over.
And watch Danica in this outside line right here. She and the 2 car of Brad Keselowski. Wow, that 1 car's up in the air right there.
All 4 tires were off the ground.
He just launched.
It's that was perfect. I mean, she just slowed it down enough to let everything clean off in front of her, as Brad did.
As they got to the corner, as you get to these corners, once the cars go up, they will come back down.
Especially when they slow down.
Yeah, when they slow down, they just come back down the racetrack. And that was, she was in the right place in this line to be able to whoa her car down, not get run over from behind, and just kind of right there, she's nose to nose.
That Austin Dillon that got through that? That 3-car, man, he did a nice job getting through there as well.
Nice job by him.
We ride with Kyle Busch, who at the end of this mess goes on his roof.
22 is pushing to 41. Easy, get lower. We're in it.
Right here. And it was just because his car was on the banking and on the apron, just at the right enough angle for somebody to just kind of toss him upside down.
She runs up on the outside there, gets into the front, just gets hit in the back by the 26 car that ends up hitting the 18 car. So she's probably got a little nose.
Look at that left rear. How when we talk about low pressures, that's probably on going to the flat side. He went in pretty good.
Yeah, and he said
that thing blew.
I think we heard him on the radio where he said this one just exploded. The other
Top of your screen, the lap car of Morgan Shepherd into Joey Logano, who was running inside the top 5 on board with Joey. Despite being in a backup car, he drove his way to the front, but his day now pretty much done. See if we can figure out what happened to Justin Allgaier. He's already into the wall there.
Yeah, can't tell. Just kind of too late in there.
It's hard to say. You saw the 34 car of David Reagan. You don't know whether.
It's like he'd gotten out of shape, got against the wall. This could have cut a right rear tire down. And right here in this pack, you'll see him coming into the corner.
Not a good place for a tire to go down, but that's probably the worst. Really does a nice job of keeping it off the outside wall right there.
He's standing on the throttle there. He's not on the brakes.
No, not on the brake. He drove it around there, but then couldn't get it stopped as he got into that wet grass and it got nose into the guardrail.
Last lap by, turn 2.
Tires, leaving on the jack, right side tire.
Oh, going down.
Oh.
Blue and Gibson.
Caution.
I'll go by. Hope ahead after they go by.
That left front, you can see it looked like it locked the left front up.
Joe doing a good job, but just can't hold, and then parts and pieces, brake rotors flying off this thing.
Happened right of the screen.
Wow. Thing just went straight in the tunnel turn.
That's a hard impact we showed you earlier. It's your... Oh, Denny Hamlin not going to get this one back.
Hard into the wall behind him. Matt Kenseth, Menard, Vickers, and more. Look at this pileup.
Only Stewart in the middle of that.
Keselowski.
We see Denny Hamlin get sideways. Let's see if that's, well.
It's like a couple of things going on right there. The 55
Brian Vick
cut off Matt Kenseth. I'm not sure if they're related or not.
Yeah, it looked like Vickers was trying to avoid maybe the 11 as he got really sideways. I don't know how Denny Hamlin saved that car once again. Let's see right here. You can see that 15 kind of sucks Hamlin around right there. And as Vickers was trying to avoid that, he moved up into Kenseth, and then that started all of this.
Yeah, that first looked like he may have cut off Matt Kenseth, but you can see he was out of control when he came across in front of Matt. Right there.
Yeah. Hard hit by Vickers.
Wow. It was all started by the 11 car getting sideways.
And that was probably caused by, and it's not something that Clint Boyer was trying to do. He just got up, saw a run to make it on the outside. He had done that a couple of times on restarts. And as he went by the 11, it just basically sucked the rear of that car around.
Ahead from Danica Patrick's car. Oh. Remember, Allmendinger's machine damaged in the big pileup.
5 car today. Kyle doesn't feel it early on, though. He says it just doesn't want to turn anywhere.
Oh, Witt going into turn 1 locks up the front. See, the front tires lock up briefly, but now you don't see any lock up.
Wow, look at that whole tire barrier. From 29th place, whoa.
It's overshot turn 6, looked like.
Yeah, I would guess that probably your downshift there probably got a little wheel hop. If that is indeed, they may be looking at left sides while they're getting fuel, depending on how long they're going to be out there.
Yeah, that's what I would be looking at.
Oh, trouble.
Gosh, what a mark.
Ryan Newman, hard into the wall. Michael McDowell, hard into the wall.
Overran that corner just a little bit. You see quite a few cars over there. Come back on the track. Contact between Biffle and Newman.
Yes, Biffle came back on the track. Newman was right there. Got into him and hard into that guardrail and the tires. Sends him back out in the middle of the track here into McDowell.
You see the rear end housing loose from the car, and then it goes over the fence. But that last impact for McDowell was the one that probably knocked the wind out of him.
What a piece of driving by David Reagan, sliding through there between those crashed cars.
Coming right at you now.
Logano.
And Jimmy Johnson. Good job by Logano, though.
Oh, he had to go to the next county to dodge.
Oh, Jimmy Johnson's around. And more collected. Regan Smith. Caution's out again. What happened here? Watch the end of the pit lane barrels. That's Denny Hamlin.
Denny back there. It's hard to tell if there was any contact from behind on Denny's part.
So that's at the pit entrance. Then, what happened to Kennedy? That was Reed Sorensen that he bounced off of and caught the Armco exiting turn 1.
Looks like this started back off of turn 4. The exit of that, where his car kicked out, the back end kicked out.
Got some damage from that, obviously. And I think he went down in turn 1 with that. Maybe cut the right front down.
View.
One lane, all the way up, one red.
Saving his tires, knowing he wasn't going to the pit. Oh, trouble, Danica.
Justin Allgaier, Michael Annette, Trevor Bain, and more.
Danica is in the middle of the 3 wide situation.
Got into 14 of Jeff Burton just a little bit there. Turned the wheel to stay off of that.
Yeah, the problem is you need just a little bit of room to save that, and didn't have it.
The makings that the right front tire went down.
Yeah, you can see the hood buckle up and loose.
Hold it up there. Stop the car here, bud. You're on fire. Stop the car.
I'm sure that's just got to hurt, Dale.
Yes.
The speeds they're running right now.
Yeah, obviously the safer barriers have dissipated a lot of that impact, but it's still over 200 miles an hour. I mean, he still probably was going at least 180 by the time that he got to the wall there.
Wow.
Yeah, by staying up as high as he was, the angle wasn't as bad as it could have been. I'm not sure. There's a little wiggle. He's in the corner. Doesn't have enough room to really chase it. He's got the 23 of Bowman up beside him.
On these restarts, by the time you get down to 3, you're really trying to see if you can stay as close to wide open through there, getting these things up to speed as you possibly can. And that just stepped out a little bit and didn't have any room there to correct it without hitting another car.
Just curious to see if that right rear was down already or came as a result of the spin for Brian Vickers.
Boom! Kurt Busch out of
into the wall.
Right here. Keep coming. They're all coming. The wrecks are pretty bad. I see it smoking.
In turns 1 and 2.
We knew these restarts were going to be exciting. You can just see the accordion effect there. Just drivers running in the back of each other, and finally it spun somebody out.
Jimmy Johnson actually had to go down like pit road to miss that.
As they possibly could. You see they're basically 3 wide there. I don't think Brian Vickers had any idea that the 42 was up on the outside of him. You can see Boyer running in the back of Kyle Busch. As he tried to slow down. He slams into the 43, back into the 15. My goodness. It just continues to happen for a long time around here.
You can see it all kind of bottled up right here behind Michael Annett. It's like Vickers just cut Larson off a little bit, and that just started the whole thing.
So 2 separate incidents that combine. 55-43 have contact in the jam up. Clint Boyer hits Kyle Busch, and then they all come together, and there's more contact.
And I said this
to come to pit road for a pass-through penalty. Whoa! Contact for the lead. Hamlin into the wall. Oh, and collects another one. That's Junior up in turn 1, I believe.
Kind of what Denny Hamlin has faced all year. Uh-oh.
Reason for the yellow flag. Michael Annett coming at you. Into the wall at Bristol. Cause and effect.
I don't know if she had an issue or was just given room. She saw something up in front of her that caused her to get out of the gas and slide on the bottom. I think that might be Mark Truex Jr.
David Gilliland.
Yeah, absolutely.
Left front tire, guys.
Left.
So here's the reason for the yellow.
Yeah, just up in the middle of the racetrack, like it got loose. Did the right thing there. Kind of turned it left, locked it down out of harm's way.
No harm except to the cone.
Yeah, the cone.
Look ahead from Kyle Larson.
2. Stay out, then stay out. People are blowing tires.
Oh, yeah. Big messes.
Yeah, it looked like maybe some of these cars are thinking about getting on pit road and not able to get slowed down. And
Busch involved in this one, and that's rather interesting appearing.
Looks like he dumped Martin Truex. Well, they may have had some contact earlier and later. I don't know what that's all about. It certainly changed the outcome of this race for Casey Kane, though.
Yes, it did.
Andy, they have to come to pit road.
I don't see any other way they can't. They have to. I mean, it's just tire's worth so much. I think whoever wins this race will make a pit stop right here.
Well, certainly bizarre circumstances with Kyle Busch and Martin Truex Jr. there. And I agree with your statement, altering the outcome of this race.
Casey Kane's going to get a great spot
contact.
right here.
Harvick turned into the wall. Caution is out. NASCAR's called the caution. Got one on the wall. It is Harvick. What's happened?
That's the problem with running up that high. You don't have much room to catch it if it gets loose like that.
Violation for this. Third car in line.
Some late on the left rear tire.
And Matt Kenseth. Yeah, it just happened. I mean, just a little while ago, Matt Kenseth comes in too hot. He spins out. Watch this. Doesn't hit anything. Got real lucky there, but these are all mistakes. They can't have these mistakes anymore.
All the makings of a right front there.
You see Danica's middle 3 wide on the outside of Stewart. And got into Sten. I don't know if she moved up into...
Yeah, it's hard to tell from that angle.
Inside of
just
51
there.
Yeah, he gets. It looks like he may have got a little loose underneath Allgaier. Yep, got into the side. Oh man, that 34 just pounded that wall. Here comes Hamlin.
Whoa, Kenseth, hang on. Kyle Busch is going to get turned around.
Lock her down, lock her down, lock her down. Get her rolling when you can.
You can see as Kenseth was getting sideways, he got the bump from behind, kind of straightened him out, but then sent the 18 spinning. To your lap 200 car, yeah, about all the cautions.
Yeah, I think
Keselowski is around.
Stay up top.
Into the wall.
Stay up top. Got left rear damage.
This is Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s view.
Yeah, I think Ricky got a little help.
Needs a little more of it there. Yeah.
Coming at you there right in the center of the screen.
And finally rubbed the hole through the sidewall.
Oh,
he hit hard.
That's about all that we've had for a lot. A lot of good racing though. That's what got you see the left front tire blowing out.
Another one of those that makes you shudder when you see it coming.
Yeah, you have a little bit more time with the left front because you still have some of the right front, but this is going to be hard.
Oh, wow. That's harder than Kurt Busch.
Well, we've seen all day trying to utilize that bottom groove where we've talked about there's just no banking there. Cars get loose, especially on tires that have had quite a few heat cycles here. Kenseth, obviously the big loser there. Oh yeah, hard impact.
Wow. Coming off of 4. What do we make it?
Locked it up.
Troubles. Oh goodness, what a turn of events that is. Was not a great day for Tony in 27th place, down a couple of laps.
Really good opportunity there. See right there. Wow. That's what a hard hit.
Goodness.
That's just the worst thing for a driver. Oh, trouble. Jimmy Johnson, I believe.
Around, headed for the inside wall.
16.
Greg Biffle around also.
See Jimmy in the outside lane. I think, he got tagged by Biffle. I don't know if Biffle was chasing his car up the racetrack. He definitely hit the left rear corner in the 48.
And that sent Jimmy into the 51 of Justin Allgaier.
Get there.
Happen.
Up, see it go right there.
You could just see the cowl flap, the hood flap from the explosion of the tire. Oh yeah, almost exactly like the 88 car, just a different spot on the track.
Really believe he might have had a left rear tire that went down. Got together. And I believe that left front went down. That was up in 3 and 4.
Barely touched it on the entry, but that's not where the problems start. Right here, it gets loose and no room to catch it.
Yeah, you can see, just they tried to really power up and try to drive around the outside of these cars. hard into the wall a couple of different times. A lot of damage to the right side.
Top at 3, middle's good, inside very down.
It's hard to tell if he just got loose or possibly a left rear tire went down. The thing turned around awfully quick. You have to think that something went wrong there. Looks just like a tire, maybe ran over something and cut a left rear tire.
Kept it out of the wall, though.
Just barely. Nice job. Oh, little contact.
A little contact from Joey Logano. You can see the brake rotors glowing red on Logano's car. Hard on the brakes, but still got into her.
Yeah, it looked like Logano thought that with her entry into the corner being a pretty wide entry, but that's what the way that you attack this racetrack. He thought that that hole was going to be opened up there, and once he Jamie Murray just wiggle there, get loose. It's like he had a tire go down or something like that.
Right in front of Dale Jr.
That's a great job by a lot of drivers there to avoid that. You can see, as Andy pointed out, going down pit road. Let's see right here. See that car wiggle a couple of times. That just makes me think that there was a tire or something broke.
He's been leaking oil the whole race. I mean, it makes you almost wonder if he maybe got some oil on the tires. That car did jump around quick.
Keep coming high, keep coming high, keep coming high, keep coming high.
Wow. They're just plowing up the
That's amazing.
The temperatures on that 2 car. Water pressure was okay. He'll get a wedge adjustment this time.
Trouble on the track, Dave. Cars colliding on the back straightaway. Alex Bowman, 23. Tony Stewart, more piling in. Is that Kyle Busch in the inside wall?
This probably comes from just a push that went wrong.
Yeah, it looks like Almirola got into the back of Yaley, just at the wrong little angle and just pushed him in the right side.
And Kyle Busch there in the smoke gets run into from behind, looked like by Austin Dillon, the 3 car. Looked like Kyle Busch was going to be fine, but when all the smoke, Austin Dillon not able to slow down and runs into the back of the 18.
Now, was the 43 being pushed by the car behind
Kyle
him?
Busch right there.
Yep.
He had slowed down and missed it and got run into by the 3 car.
A.J. Allmendinger with a piece of that also, Doc.
Kurt Busch on pit road in the car, very, very freaking.
Ooh. Oh, yeah. Hard hit.
Yeah,
right front just let go.
McDowell taking damage in the lap 60 caution back off of turn number 4 when
It looked like the 7 of Michael Annett got into the back of Kevin Harvick as they had to.
And now this is going back off the pit lane on the apron of the track.
Yeah, he's down on the real flat of the track there. He had someone to his outside and couldn't get out there where there's a little bit of banking. And that is the dirtiest part down there, too.
Yellows out.
I think he was going to try to make it 4 wide and clips the left rear. That's what set it off.
Just looking to see Carl Edwards and Jeff Gordon there. And the mere fact that Junior's car turned back the other way and spun to the outside was what kept them from being collected in it.
Yeah, and I'm just wondering if the 38 got into the back of the 16 there, because you saw Biffle's car really veer to the right.
How did Carl Edwards get through that? Look at that.
Wow.
That's kind of a typical Martinsville deal, getting down in that corner and space runs out and get up on that curb.
Yeah, 98 car, Josh Wise looks like got inside there.
A little harder.
Yeah, Casey Kane's like, I got to go. I can't cut you any brakes right now. He sure turned him around though.
Right in front of the leaders too, I believe.
See Jimmy down on the bottom trying to protect that bottom lane, and everybody just stacked up. I think everybody slowed down way sooner than Jimmy expected.
There you go. Oh, trouble, Harvick and Kenseth around. In the wall.
See Kenseth, see.
Oh yeah, you can see that it starts wheel hopping right when he gets on the brakes.
Tony Stewart getting a little bit of damage there.
Well, Jeff Gordon just squeezes through. I wonder if Casey's splitter bottomed out right there.
Yeah, he might have caught the curb, maybe is what he's on. You can use that curb to your advantage sometimes.
Yeah, it's a little bit of gap on the curb. Well, have to find something else. Well, I'm not sure if Truex looked like he may have had somebody on
to turn one.
Ouch.
Yeah, even though it's a short track, still a hard hit. Yeah, it's just nowhere to go. Very narrow front stretch here when things start happening.
Casey Kane, for all the problems he had earlier in the race when he and Brian Vickers went at it, probably thinking, well, good, that one's over.
Yeah, actually, the hardest hit for Casey Kane was when he hit the 78 of Martin Truex. I thought it was in the back of the 13, but it's even further back than that.
Back down to
a lot going on there.
Traded here.
See the car really gets sideways there. Tries to correct it, but hard into the outside wall.
Behind the 9 is clear up, inside. Clear high, flat tire some guys. Inside. Right rear's black, like it's going down here. Keep digging. Spun to the bottom here.
Something's obviously wrong. My question is, was there some contact somewhere on the restart?
See Ambrose sliding. Casey Kane got loose and he tried to correct it there. Yeah, jumped up into Ambrose.
What started out as a promising day for Casey Kane is not finishing that way by any means.
Yeah, the first half of the race was much better for him than the second half has been.
All right, crew chief.
Like he didn't realize that that's the 21 car on the outside of Trevor Bayne.
Of them, because they're going to be way back in traffic. And here, what happened to Matt Kenseth? And it was Trevor Bayne he came across. Did I say Kenseth? I meant Casey Kane.
Like Boyer might have had to check up just a little bit to stay out of Paul Menard, and then got tapped in the left rear.
Kenseth must have seen a lot that he didn't like too, because he just barely avoided.
You see they go into that dog leg. Right?
Yeah, that tire went apart.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure
tire
did.
came apart.
And I don't think it was from any contact with the 36 car. I believe that was probably earlier contact that may have caused that tire to go down.
All this happened in the truck race, almost that exact spot the other night. I believe it's Joey Coulter maybe that had that issue.
A look ahead from Ryan Newman's view. Oh, wow.
Wow.
Spin in front, spin in front, spin on the top. Clear. Yellow is out.
Caught it just a little late. Don't know who got him, but having a decent run. He was still just one lap down.
Note the presence of the 22 car in there. Had to start behind all of that. Whoa, Kyle Busch. Around and clipped Clint Boyer.
Tore the nose off, guys.
See right there some contact between Joey Logano. I think it was Danica Patrick. He's reporting a tire rub from that.
Let's see who that was Cole Witt ran into. Let's see, he had trouble. He knew it going into the corner.
Yeah, he said he had a brake pedal went to the floor. Probably a brake rotor exploded on it.
Could have hit a lot harder. Right side, last two cars. There is Castle goes around, and that tire probably cut down, and Mike Wallace just spins to avoid. Phoenix for Kevin Harvick.
Newman's beside the 42.
And he's 42's in the wall.
Clear, checker flag, checker flag.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, he got
Carl hit it good.
Rear corner too. It just knocked. It looked like it knocked the bumper off of it.
Yeah. Hard to tell if there was contact there.
I'd like to see that again. Yeah. Yeah, it looked like the right front went down because he went up behind Brian Vickers into the wall.
Sure did.
This happened.
Close call for Trevor Bayne there. Looked like the 9.
A lot of damage to the rear of that car. Watch this. Just takes a left. Looked like the left rear tire just blew out.
Yep.
I heard him say on the radio that he had maybe some contact with another car earlier. It could have caused his left rear to go down.